Hey, Masters, welcome to another episode of Path to Mastery. Today we have Mr. Travis Zigler with us. Travis, how's it going, man?
David, thanks for having me on. Happy to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your company is Profitable Pineapple Ads LLC, and you're also an Amazon PPC Pro.
Yeah. So, main business with my wife. My wife is my partner and everything. And in 2015, we started an online company called I Love, and that grew to last year. We did about $4 million. The revenue doesn't matter. We actually profited too, which is what matters.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
and due to the success we've had with I Love, we kind of spun off and created the Profitable Pineapple Ads Agency, which helps other brands. Hence, I said brands, not Amazon sellers. We help other brands grow on Amazon and grow their brand to profitable on Amazon. So that's kind of one of the key things there. But our main business is still I Love, which is our brand where we're helping people heal their dry eye naturally.
That's cool, man. Healing the dry eye. I love it.
Well, we're both
um,
optometrists, we're both eye doctors, and we don't practice anymore, but we do everything online, which is a lot more fun.
Smart. Yeah, smart. All right. Well, thank you for that. The bio. So you mentioned to me your superpower is Amazon PPC, right? Oh, PPC. So tell us about that. How did you get started with Amazon? It's funny because I didn't even know Amazon you could do PPC on Amazon
Yeah,
until
Amazon
I
Ads
until I
is
read your bio last week.
it's
Or
it's it's booming. So as you know, e-commerce
has it been
took a
around for a
little
long
bit.
time, or is it fairly new?
Amazon PPC.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even close to being as sophisticated as Google Ads and Facebook ads yet,
Yeah.
but it's been around for a while. It's so simple still. The whole platform on Amazon to sell is a very simple program, and it has a lot of advancements to catch up to like the Shopify, Google, and Facebook and that whole platform. But Amazon Ads has been around since I've been selling in 2015, and I think it's been around. I want to say 2012 is when it first came
Yeah.
out.
I mean, it makes sense. I just never thought of it from that perspective. Like we run Facebook ads, we run Google ads. If we have a product, then we think of selling our product, like a actual
Direct
product, at
response.
least in my mind. Yeah, I'm speaking for myself, but yeah.
But
So cool.
here's the cool thing about Amazon is that Amazon is responsible for 50% of all business online. And
Makes
so
sense.
if you are a brand and you're great at the direct to consumer, that's great. We love taking those brands and bringing them over to Amazon because one of the first things that consumers do, and this is what I do at least, is when I'm flipping through my Facebook feed and I see an ad for something, a product, I'll go to the website, read about the product, and then I'll go check to see if it's on Amazon first before I buy it from that
Yeah.
product or from that page. And so if you're not on Amazon, your competitor may steal that sale that you educated the patient on with a Facebook ad, and they went over to Amazon to buy and they found, oh, this one's close enough, so I'll just buy this one instead. So that's why we always recommend, even if you're not going to push advertising on Amazon, that
Mhm.
you're at least there.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. So how did you get started on Amazon?
So there's a course called Amazing Selling Machine that I came into my inbox when I was practicing one day, and I was seeing patients, and we had just started this practice, but it was an hour between patients. And before that, I was working for somebody else, and I was seeing 5 patients an hour. So I went from seeing 5 patients an hour to seeing a patient every hour, and I was bored out of my mind. So this course came across my inbox. I bought it, and it teaches you how to source a product and how to put it up online and sell it on Amazon specifically. And so I just literally followed the training to a T. And we started out as a sunglass company and we sold sunglasses. And then about 2 years into selling sunglasses, we kind of pivoted to become more of a dry eye focused brand. So people that have irritated dry eyes come to find
Mm.
us. And we have built this community of dry eye sufferers that were healing their dry eye naturally. And we have a Facebook group, we have a YouTube channel, we have an email list, and we've built that for the last 3.5 years into the company that we have now, which is Hydrate. We still sell sunglasses, but it's not our main focus anymore. Now it's all
Hmm.
the dry eye and serving that community.
That's awesome. It seems like you kind of took that niche of the dry eye and you built your business around that. Is that true? Or I mean,
By accident,
is
yeah.
yeah, right. I mean, because you said before we started recording, you mentioned that content creation is also something, one of your superpowers. So when I think about what you said with the dry eye and the eye, your website is ilovethesun.com, right? That's one of your websites. So it's super hyper niche. Like
Yeah.
you're the guy like people are going to think about. Is how important is that when you're selling on Amazon, or does it even matter?
I think it does, but it doesn't. So, back when we started in 2015, you could throw up a product, pay a bunch of people to give you reviews, and get up in the rankings really fast on Amazon. Amazon has shifted throughout the years to become more of a brand-based platform. And so if you're not building a brand and you're not building something bigger than just selling products on Amazon, you are going to get crushed on Amazon, because Amazon is trying to get rid of those cheap knockoff product lines that have been coming out due to this kind of the gold rush, we'll call it, of Amazon that happened back in 2014, 15, and 16. And so now, if you don't have a brand, your Amazon PPC is probably not going to take off. And if you don't have raving fans that follow you, then it's very hard to build any momentum on Amazon. You can do it still, but it's going to take a lot more money. So what we do is when we release a product, we launch it on both our Shopify and Amazon platform, but we push everybody to Amazon to give Amazon that juice that it needs to push us all the way up in the rankings. And then we continue to push Amazon. But our Shopify presence is still pretty big, but we don't focus on Shopify. It's more of a secondary thing where we try to get people to come back to purchase. We actually push all sales to Amazon first. But in the process of doing that, we try to get them on an email address, or we try to get them on an email list. We try to get them to like our Facebook group page, or our page and our group. And then we try to get them to follow us on YouTube. And so we try to kind of encompass this whole audience area, like we're building different assets other than just selling a product. And so that's kind of like our whole strategy is get them to find our content, which talks about the problem that our product solves. That's the biggest thing I see most people make the mistake, is they don't talk about the problem that their product solves. They instead talk about the features of their product, which nobody cares about. If you solve their problem, they're going to buy it. And so
Yeah.
we send them to a blog post to learn more about the problem our product solves, and then they can go buy on Amazon. And then we try to get them back to purchase on Shopify after that.
Interesting. So it's like it's a funnel essentially. It's you're using a funnel. So let me
Longer
ask you. I
form.
know this is we're talking about Amazon, but you did mention YouTube. Do you do a lot with YouTube as well? With YouTube, like advertising, video ads, stuff like that?
No, so we've dabbled in it a little bit. We don't do a lot with YouTube ads. We mostly just do YouTube for content, and so we have probably close to 400 videos now, and about 50,000 subscribers. I think we're at like 47,000 or something like that, and that's just grown over time. And that's something that we just use to get organic traffic back to our website. That's the main goal of YouTube.
Got it. Okay. So the goal is to get everybody to the Amazon site to
Yep,
and purchase the product.
you got it. Yep.
Okay, awesome. As far as let me think, with regards to if I want to shift gears a bit and talk about real estate agents. So that's the majority of our listeners are real estate agents. So how is a real estate agent going to be able to use this?
So this is actually a great question. So going back to the content piece of things, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? And I see a lot of people, and we can even go to like a car salesman. I have this in my head because I just went car shopping, and I went to the Tesla dealership, and the Tesla, I won't even call him a salesman. All he did was ask me what we're looking for and what problems we're trying to solve. And every time he asked me another questions, it opened us up to what we're trying to look for. And then I went to a Toyota dealership, and all he did was tell me about, check out this new blue emblem to tell you that it's a hybrid car. Check out this feature of the stereo. Check out these speakers. He didn't even ask me what we were looking for. And the funny thing is, we told him what we were looking for, and he showed us something completely off that wasn't even close to what we were looking for. And we literally like walked out. We're just like, okay, we're not going to buy a Toyota, obviously. And we went and bought the Tesla because they were focused on what can they solve for us. And so with realtors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all ask, what's the biggest problem that your current living situation has? And that's how you can kind of open up the conversation to somebody that's trying to buy a house.
Sure.
To get their wish list instead of just asking what their wish list is. Because quite honestly, as a consumer, I don't know what my wish list is. I know kind of what I want, but I'm mainly trying to solve problems with that wish list. So if you figure out what their problem is, So when we moved to Austin, before we moved here, we lived in a downtown apartment in Columbus, Ohio, with a toddler. And so we had no yard, we had no space. And so the problem we were trying to solve when we moved to Austin was we needed more space and we needed more room. We needed a backyard. And so those are the problems we were trying to solve. So when our realtor came to us and said, "What are you guys looking?" Or she said, like, "What are you guys looking for?" I said, "We want space. We want a backyard that's fenced in, and we want a 4 bedroom because we wanted that space because we have 2 sons with a guest bedroom with us." So the problem that they're trying to solve. So if you can kind of focus your article and figure out like what are these people searching for with the problems they're having with their current housing, and write
Mm,
articles around those problems and solving them, how they can solve them. Because yes, I lived in an apartment downtown and I want more space with a backyard that's fenced in, but take it to that next level. See what the true problem is. Like, why are they wanting more space? And it's because my
mm.
toddler drives me insane and I want to throw him out in the backyard. And so you could write an article about lack of room or lack of room and your toddler's driving you insane. I don't know. This is just kind of me. Just
Sure.
this is my brain thought process when I come out with content is I just try to dig down the rabbit hole and ask why over and over again on problems. And when you keep doing that, you'll come out with unlimited content and you can just keep putting these problems into Google. And if you already have a customer list, send them a survey and ask them what their biggest problem is. Whenever I go to do content, I usually plan out 6 months at a time. I'll ask my audience, what's your biggest problem right now? And we usually have an answer for most of them because we've already done a blog post or a video, but then some pop up that we've never done anything on. And then we can figure out how to, SEO around it, look up Google Keyword Planner, or I use Ahrefs or whatever you want to call it to look up more keywords around that problem. And then we can build out an article around it. So figure out the problem that your consumers or your customers are solving, and then
Mm.
just build articles around that.
Yeah, which is what we're doing now. I coach clients and we do something similar. I don't know if you're familiar with Joe Polish and those
Mhm.
guys. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they talk about the consumer awareness guide, similar to that philosophy of the consumer awareness guide. You're getting in front of what somebody's thinking or their problems, right? So, but you said articles. Where are you? There's no art. There are articles on Amazon, or are you referring to another platform for the articles and
Yeah, so we
content?
we put all our blog posts on Shopify.
Shopify.
Shopify is that direct to consumer they can purchase on Shopify, but on the blog itself, when they click a link to buy, it actually goes over to Amazon.
Got
And
it.
that's because Amazon likes that juice coming off of as a consumer coming from somewhere else and coming to buy on Amazon. They love that and it boosts our product in the rankings.
I wonder if there's a way that we can capture, like in real estate, everybody's looking for listings. Listings are the name of the game, right? If you have the listings, you control the market, right? You have control over your time, your income, everything. Is there a way to how do we use Amazon to get listings?
I don't think Amazon's in that game yet, but if you if
Yeah.
you
Well, we don't want them in that game, but eventually they'll be there, right? I mean, like anything else. But I'm wondering, like, if there's a way we can use what we're talking about today to generate listing leads.
I think it's just, creating that content around helping others find their problems or solve their problems and then creating a content strategy around that and then people will find you. So the Amazon PPC space, we create one YouTube video a week and 2 blog posts a month. And the goal with those is to become the expert or the authority in that
Mm,
space. So then when somebody searches for Amazon PPC agency or when somebody searches Amazon PPC help, they find us and then they start following us. And then 6 months to a year later, they're probably going to ask for our services, whether it be our paid course or they actually enroll us as an agency to take care of them. Same thing with real estate. If you're a realtor, come out with don't just do videos on your houses. Don't like I'm going to walk you through
sure.
today the house. Those are great for like selling the listing, but to get that prospect, most people are going out and networking all the time. But what if you just did a video a week around real estate knowledge and then you become the known expert locally and then once your YouTube video starts taking off nationally, internationally, you start getting speaking engagements if you want that. If you don't want that and you just want to keep it smaller, what will happen is your YouTube video, your channel will take off and then you will be known in the area as the real estate expert because you're all over YouTube. You have a blog that gets a lot
Mm,
of visitors, and there's so much you can do with that. And so we do that for Amazon, and for us to appear as the experts, because we're doctors, but you know, for us to appear even more as an expert, you can just get this clout from YouTube videos and Facebook and all this stuff. So my recommendation is always to just kind of create this image of knowing what you're talking about. Hopefully you do, and just teaching others about it. And the more you teach people, the more people will be drawn to you. Even it will be other realtors at first, because we get a lot of Amazon sellers that are just trying to figure their Amazon PPC out. But then what will happen is it starts to spread off, and then brands will start to contact you, like in our case, or people that are looking for listings. They're going to choose that person that has that clout over somebody that they don't know.
mm. Yeah, because I don't see like obviously creating content on YouTube videos around people's, like you said earlier, the challenges or the problems, or blog posts. And then you could when you're creating blog posts, what do you post them on social media sites? And what you said one video and two blog posts per month. So how do you get those things out? How do you get those in front of the right people?
Yeah, so we love Google Ads. We do low cost Google Ads just to get people on our site, but then building that audience. So our Facebook group for our business is called the Dry Eye Syndrome Support Community. And we started out just by going live once a week in there. And eventually it started building up people because Facebook sees that there's engagement and activity in that group, and it will show it to other people to join that it thinks will like to join it.
Hmm.
So we started that about 4.5 years ago, and it's now 14,000 people. But these are 14,000 people that suffer from dry eye. And so it's a highly selective group it's a highly targeted group. And so you can do the same thing with real estate. And so you come out with a real estate group. And like I just did a quick search on Ahrefs, and I just typed in real estate. And so how to become a real estate agent. What does contingent mean in real estate? How to invest in real estate? How to get into real estate? How much do real estate agents make? How many jobs are available in real estate investment trusts? What is real estate? These are all questions that people on Google are asking. And all you have to do is you can write a blog post on this.
Mm.
See, I write the blog posts, so then I have the content solidified, and then I go live. You don't have to go live. You can do a recorded video, but I like live just because it's fast, it's easy, it's dirty, it's fun.
You mentioned Ahrefs before, and I missed asking that question of what is that? What is that?
It's just you can use Google Keyword Planner, but I like a little bit more like advanced software. So Google Keyword Planner is great because you just find keywords in it. But
Okay.
Ahrefs is just more advanced, and so it's got more features, and you have to pay for it. But Google Keyword Planner is free. But
So you're going to type in a keyword. For instance, you typed in real estate, and it's going to give you what people are searching.
yeah,
So then
exactly.
you're going to create content that's going to, when people search, like if you know this is the most searched term, then you can create content that when that search gets, when someone searches it, your content shows up
That's
essentially,
the
right?
goal. So, this is the hard part. This is the hardest part of all is persistence. And so what happens is you go live once or twice or three times and absolutely nobody watches it. Nobody.
Mm,
I think we went live for 6 months before some people started watching it. And then it just started ballooning. So you're going to see nothing for a long time. And then a hockey stick like growth is going to happen. But if you just stick with it and you just keep doing it, that's wherever you're going to do it. So we do it. I recommend doing it on one channel first, either a Facebook group and just go live, or you can just do YouTube. Just pick one channel or Instagram, wherever your audience is or wherever you think your audience is, and just
mm.
keep going live every single week. And if you're really gung ho, go live every single day, because some of these questions that are asked, you can just randomly talk about. You don't even have to look up anything because you have the knowledge in that area. So just like this one, for example, the real estate one, how to become a real estate agent gets 17,000 searches a month. And then what does contingent mean in real estate? That gets 15,000 searches a month, and it is not competitive at all. You could probably start ranking not only for a blog post, but also in a YouTube video very quickly for what does contingent mean in real estate. I don't even know what that
That's
means.
awesome. I'm gonna do that. I'll probably do that video tomorrow. I love it. So, and then all you have to do is continue to use the word contingent, right? Throughout not the video, but the video, does it pick up the voice or no? It
It
would have to
does.
be
Yeah.
in the title as well, right? Like the text, or
Literally, I
it
would make
pick.
it so the search that people are searching for, what does contingent mean in real estate? That's the title of your video. And you're just going to go live and talk about it. Don't
That's
worry
awesome.
about keyword stuffing. Don't worry about continuing to say contingent in the article or in the video, because as long as it's a good video that people like, they'll watch it all the way. And that's what matters the most, is if people watch
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. Or watch time is the number one metric on YouTube, is how long are people staying on your channel and watching your content. And the longer that is, then the more you're going to rank. So I could probably give you some more easy ones. So what does contingent mean in real estate? How many jobs are available in the real estate investment trust? I don't even know what that means. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yep.
How much does a real estate agent makes is not that competitive.
No.
And then what does pending mean in real estate? That's
Pending.
another
That's
one.
awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. It's funny. I'm not really doing us much justice to the Amazon, but I
Oh,
mean,
that's
I think
okay.
there's so much great. You have given us so many great ideas and strategies on YouTube and Facebook and Google, and I think that's where and I guess that goes back to my point initially, where I've not really used Amazon because I don't really have it. I mean, I have a book. I guess my book is on Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't have any actual product that I can sell on Amazon.
Your book is a product. So
Well, my book is, but I'm saying for real estate agents, because we got mostly real estate agents. But I think, you've given us some amazing strategies with getting content out there.
hey, my goal is to provide value to your audience. If it brings me an Amazon PPC client, that's great.
Yeah,
But the main goal is to provide value for your audience. So I love just talking about this stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. And hey, you just came out with a great way to start a YouTube channel.
yeah. Well, absolutely, man. Well, yeah. I mean, I have one, but I'm always looking for good content, more content. Like it's funny because I went a few weeks ago and I coach. So I coach real estate agents. So I found the video, that has it's actually by a real estate coach, and it's I can't think of his first name, but the most watched video is actually your first 30 days in real estate as a new agent. Like so that video has the most downloads of any real estate coaching video.
Yeah,
So
I believe.
basically what I was taught is, okay, take that video and pretty much just create a copy of it for the most part. Not the exact copy, but you can use the title and you can create a video similar. And then all of a sudden you're going to start getting traffic from that video. Is that accurate or?
So this is one of my coaches that I used to have. He said the R&D method is the most effective thing that you can do for your business. Rip off and duplicate. So you're spot on. Go to somebody that's known in the real estate space on YouTube, look at their most popular videos and see what made those rank. And then that's how you can come out with videos that can get you boosted up there. The biggest key right now, I think, with YouTube and to grow your channel faster is to go live. Get over the fact of going
Really, huh?
live. A lot of people are scared to do that. And I'm not like single-handedly pointing you out. I'm just talking in general to your listeners, but
Of
like
course,
going
yeah.
live, you'll suck at it first. And once you get used to it, it's really fun. And you get to interact with people. They see you as a real person. Like our son has interrupted us multiple times when we're live, and you just go with it. And that people love that because they see you as a real person then, and not just this like professional on a pedestal. And so like just go live, and live videos have pushed us up in the rankings so high on YouTube that like we shouldn't even be there. Like intermittent fasting, we were like the number one video for intermittent fasting for like 6 months. And it
Mm,
was just because we went live, and it's one of the most competitive keywords on YouTube. And I have no idea why they put us at number one for so long, but I think it's because we went live. And so we continue to go live. And the more we go live, the more our channel takes off.
interesting. Do you have a preference when you say live? Would you do Facebook live? Or I know you said earlier it depends on your audience, but if let's say you don't have an audience and you're starting out now, which would you focus on?
I always tell anybody that asks, always focus on the one that you're going to continue to do. That's it. Because if you love Instagram and you're always on Instagram, do it on Instagram. If
Mm,
you love YouTube and you're always on YouTube, I'm a YouTuber. I love YouTube. That's where I consume my content. That's where I scroll my feed. And that's where I do most of my like distractions. So YouTube was natural for us. We started out with a Facebook group. And so the Facebook group solved a problem. Dry eye syndrome support community and Amazon PPC pros. They knew exactly what they were going to get if they joined that group. And so yours could be something around real estate, everything you need to know about real estate support group. I don't know, just something like that. And then as you go live all the time in that, or your channel can be called exactly what it's supposed to be. Like our YouTube channel is The Dry Eye Show and Amazon PPC Pros. So exactly, they know exactly what they're going to get. And the more you can talk about that, the higher you're going to rank. And so just make sure that you do it in a place that you're going to stay persistent. And a good challenge is just do it for an entire month. See if you can do it every single day. Go live about something, and don't worry about it being perfect. Just
So you
work.
like the live, huh? That's
I
interesting.
love live
Yeah.
videos because it just
Well, there's
it
no
boosts.
editing, so that's always nice, right?
That's
That
I think what I like about it the most.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. Well, it's what you said about video too earlier is the same thing with podcasts. I mean, I think so many people will start podcasts, and you just got to be consistent with it. Because yeah, 8 months in, you're like, okay, I got 4 downloads this month, and you're just like, forget it.
Yep, exactly.
It's not worth it. But 4 years later, we're getting downloads. Yeah,
Persistence. The
it's
number one
consistence
thing.
too, though, right?
Yep,
Persistence and consistence.
exactly.
You have to be consistent with it. I'm on your YouTube channel now. Looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, Absolutely. All right. So let me ask you this crazy weird question. That's so you said you went earlier to a a Tesla dealership, and then a Toyota dealership, and obviously because I just posted a video about this yesterday. The experience was totally different. Why did you go Tesla and Toyota though? I'm just curious.
So Tesla is obviously the car that we've always wanted. We've wanted the Tesla for a while. And then Toyota has a car that's exactly like ours. We have a Chevy Volt right now with a V. And the nice thing about the Volt is it's 60 miles on electric and then it switches over to gas. And so we can go anywhere. We're not like, we don't have the range anxiety. So, because we can just put gas in it. And Toyota came out with a car that has 50 miles of electric range and then it switches to a gas generator, exactly like our car, but in a bigger format. So we wanted an SUV. And that's the only
Oh,
reason we went to Toyota. And he didn't listen to us and he put us in this other car and it was gas powered. And I literally like it was like the first block. I didn't even leave the dealership and I was just like, yeah, we're buying the Tesla.
so did they have a chance though? I mean, like, cause if you were thinking of Tesla, and then you go to Toyota, like, were you going to see if the guy could sell you something, or were you really open to something else?
We wanted that specific car. We didn't want
Yeah.
anything else. We didn't want to hear about anything else, but we
So he
learned about
blew it. He blew it, right? I mean, so there was an opportunity.
yeah,
Um,
if we liked the car enough that it would be better than the Tesla because we're from Ohio, but we live in Texas. So to get home, to drive home, it's a long drive and you'd have to stop 7 times in a Tesla and charge for 30 minutes. And so
oh wow.
the key lesson is we're never going to drive home. We're just going to fly home.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, yeah.
the Toyota had, my wife and I both said that Toyota had it if they would have just performed, and they didn't perform.
Mm.
And when we went to Tesla, we drove it and we are just like, this is amazing. And the Tesla is 30,000 more than the Toyota.
So what a lesson to everybody listening to this that's a real estate agent, because I know so many times like we'll meet with somebody and then they'll go with someone else, and then in their mind we'll be like, well, they were just planning to go with that other person anyway. They just wanted to get a second opinion or something. Where the reality is I wouldn't have met and that's why I asked you to, because the way I'm wired is if I know I want a Tesla, then I'm just going to go buy a Tesla. Like, I drive BMWs. So I don't go to other dealerships, right? I go to the BM, like I kind of like Maseratis now, and I like Porsches. So I
Because
think
you've
I
never
may
driven
buy
a
a
Tesla.
Porsche. Huh?
So that's because
You
you've never driven a
Yeah,
Tesla.
I've never. Well, I actually did drive a Tesla. I
Okay.
just like sound. I like
Yeah,
my car to have sound. It's just how I am. I went to school for auto tech, turn wrenches. I love
makes sense.
sound. So, but yeah, Tesla's a fantastic car. But the reason, my point of it is though, is yeah, I think we can sometimes kind of. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Oh God, I'm at a loss for words. but just underestimate the fact that if somebody's meeting with us or if somebody shows up, then yeah, there's a big opportunity, but it's on us to give that person what they're looking for. And like you said earlier, help that person solve their problems.
Yeah, don't talk about the features of the house. Figure out what problem they're trying to solve from their current situation. That's why they're looking for a house. That's why they're looking to buy. They're trying to solve a problem that they have, or they're trying to get to pleasure.
Mm.
And so once you figure out that problem and focus on that problem, you can make them sell themselves, because when you can turn around and say, like, trying to think of a real estate example, but like, our problem right now, like I said before, is a lack of space because we don't have a yard that has a fenced in backyard that I can kick my son out to when he's driving me crazy. And then when you find that fenced in backyard and you say, here's the yard that will keep you sane because your son will play in it all day long, you're going to have them sell themselves, because then they can envision their son out there while they're inside cooking dinner or working or doing whatever. And so just focusing on that problem is just so crucial to anything in life. You can do this with your wife and sell her on things, and your kids and sell them on things, when you focus on the problem that they have and just trying to solve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think for everybody listening, you can certainly help us out. You have an agency, correct? You have
Yep.
a, yeah. So, I mean, if somebody's looking to get some help with YouTube or pay-per-click ads or any of that stuff, certainly they can.
I do some coaching. Yeah, it's not much. I don't do much coaching is what I meant. It's not, it costs a lot. But it's not something that I focus on. Most of our agency work is around Amazon and Amazon PPC, but I do have a couple coaching clients that I do help with, like, YouTube presence. I limit that to only 3 per year, just because the agency and my main brand take most of my time. I do the coaching more for fun, just because it is fun. And so, yeah, we help people out with YouTube, and we've helped people out with YouTube, help them kind of get their start. But yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to me. ProfitablePineapple.com is my website. So just go to there. It's ProfitablePineapple.com. Simple website. Can't get lost on it. It's only like 3 pages. So pretty easy to get around. And then on Facebook, I'm Dr. Travis Zigler. So you can find me there, reach out to me and send me a note. And I sent you the list of questions so you can get your start.
Thank you. So it's ironically, today's what is today? January 27th,
Yep.
2021, when this is being recorded. If you go back to my Facebook, you'll see on January 26th, 2021, I shared a post about an experience that I had. And ironically, the experience is I'm looking for somebody to help me with YouTube ads. So I reached out to 2 separate agencies. In one experience, they were just so opposite. And it's ironic because I got on a call with a guy yesterday, and he just, you could tell the guy could care less, except just trying to get me to give him a credit card. There was no trust established, no nothing. And he was trying to like coach me or ask me like these deep questions to, you know, gather my fear, or, you know, like, how would your wife feel if, but it was so out of context because he didn't earn that trust, or
Yep.
that I wasn't letting him go. I don't know. It was just such a weird call, but I posted it on Facebook, and then ironically now I'm on here with you, and that's what you do. So I'll have to reach out to you, and maybe we can talk about doing some stuff on YouTube, and because that's where I'm at right now.
And the funny thing is, whenever I talk to a potential client or talk to a potential anybody, and this wasn't you, I always ask them about themselves, because it gets them talking and it gets them to open up and start to express, and that trust starts to become established pretty quickly. And so the problem that most of us do is they go to those deep questions first. Start superficial. Start with, you know, where are you from? How's the weather there? Yes, as
Sure.
entrepreneurs, we hate those questions, but it establishes trust and it forms a bond. And then you can get into the deeper questions once you've found that bond. And I think most people, when they're trying to sell, and this goes for the real estate world or any selling, is selling is a very masculine, it's very masculinized. And once you bring the feminine side to it and like really connecting with someone, then that is when you start really, really selling. Because most people are just like sell, 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 sell. That's the masculine side of selling. Whereas then when you bring the feminine side in that connection with somebody, when you truly connect with somebody, selling is secondhand. Like with me, I get on Zoom calls with potential clients. because I want to feel out if I want to work with them. And so
Sure.
I am never selling them because I don't have to work with you and I don't need you to work with us. And so we really make sure that there's a fit for me to them and for them to us. And if it's not there, if something in my gut's telling me otherwise, then I always say no. I'm always
Hmm.
just like, nope, I don't think we can help you. Here's another agency that you can go to. And so we usually say no 8 times out of 10 and say yes 2 times out of 10.
Smart. Yeah. Well, you get to pick and choose who you work with, just like
Yep,
everybody listening. We get to pick and choose our clients and our seller clients, and
sure
absolutely.
do.
Well, hey man, it was cool. It was nice to meet you. Really good stuff. Anything I probably should have asked that I didn't ask? I know I was kind of all over the place here, but it's anything I missed or
No, this was a fun conversation. I'm used to coming on these podcasts talking about Amazon PPC, so I got to talk about something completely different.
yeah.
So we went
Yeah,
down a
well,
rabbit hole that we didn't know we'd go down.
I'm glad we did. It was fun. I think there's a lot of good meat and potatoes here, and I'll reach out to you. I want to talk to you about some of that YouTube, and maybe I'll be one of those two you choose, or maybe not. Either way is cool, man. But I just want to say thank you for your time. All right.
All right, thanks for having me on.